Hi, everybody. It is the 23rd of August, 2026. I hope you're all doing well. Hello, Obese. And are you back, Mrs. Blanche? Are you back in Arkansas? And Jay Northrup and Andrew Cruz. That's it. Oh, and Kathleen. I'm sorry. Hi, everybody. We're going to go right to radar. And, well, it's happening again, right? Okay. It's happening again. We do have some severe weather, these little blips. Oh, Colorado. Where are they? Idaho, southeast Idaho, into Wyoming. All right. And wow, Louisiana and Florida. Okay, let's see. We have 17 active severe weather warnings for Arizona, Florida, Idaho, Louisiana, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota. Oh, how did I miss this? How did I miss this? Oh my God. It's kind of scary. Yeah. All right. That's not looking good. North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana. Okay. So you can look at the screen. And if you're in any of a tornado warning in Florida, Martin and St. Lucie. Tornado warning. Well, this big blob of precipitation is being evacuated. Well, evacuated, but evaporated very quickly. And you have a tornado warning in Florida. Okay. Well, I don't know what to say, but here are all the counties for your severe thunderstorms. And Port St. Lucie. Yep. Tornado warning. Well, I'm sorry for you guys in Port St. Lucie. Um, the rivers are still overflowing in Indiana and Illinois. Heat advisories still. Oklahoma, New Mexico, Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, a wee bit of the panhandle. Okay. And yeah, you have the tropical disturbances. Day 7, 70% chance of forming, but that's down 10% from yesterday. So hopefully it'll be okay. And the links are in the chat, but I do want to point this out. Now, these frequencies have been raging, and I've taken many captures just recently of all of these frequencies. Even I've seen worse. Texas, up here, Iowa, central, United States. What does that do to the atmosphere? Ever hear of the word perturbation in the atmosphere? Atmospheric perturbation. Well, can electromagnetic frequencies cause atmospheric perturbation? Yes. Frequencies and radiation can cause atmospheric and ionospheric perturbations. High frequencies into the ionosphere? Okay. Well, what happens when you have atmospheric perturbation? You have it acting as a trigger mechanism that can release stored energy and cause severe weather like thunderstorms, high winds, heavy rain, Okay. And you don't hear anybody talking about these frequencies. I don't. I don't. You know, it's profoundly frustrating, but day after day, and lo and behold, we are having severe weather. Does the severe weather only come about where you see these frequencies blasting away? No, no. Perturbations in one region can cause severe weather in another region. Like this, yes, a strong change or perturbation in the atmosphere in one place can cause severe weather in another place far away. Okay, so just, boy, this whole YouTube experience has really changed greatly. And you know, years ago, you would see so many people posting on, and maybe I'm just, well, now I'm on Never Lose Truth 5. Maybe I'm not subscribed to certain channels. I don't know, but I'm not seeing it. Sure as hell don't see it from our YouTube meteorologist. Fire outside Reno explodes to 10 acres. Evacuations issued. This was 6 hours ago.
A fast-moving brush fire just outside Reno has exploded to more than 10,000 acres.
Yep.
Take a look at that. The Hawk Fire is threatening 1,000 homes and forcing evacuations. It's 0% contained. The flames are being pushed by strong winds and has burned some structures. One resident says the firefighting effort is impressive.
Oh, I think they're doing a great job. I mean, it's an inaccessible area. They're using a lot of aircraft, and that's what you have to do to fight this fire.
Thousands of customers are without power and part of Highway 395 is closed. The governor has declared a state of emergency.
Okay, well, it does seem to be exploding quite a bit. Okay, this is the wrong one. Let me just.
That's crazy.
42,000 evacuated. 42,000 evacuated. Doesn't even look like 42,000 could possibly live, but they do. Okay, so live in this area. And this was 1 hour ago.
Approximately 11:15 a.m. yesterday, we received reports of a fire off a Hawk Meadow Trail. That fire became known as the Hawk Fire. Fire is currently sitting at approximately 13,000 acres. We have 800 personnel working on the incident, and we are working and engaged 24 hours a day. We'll see doing that for the foreseeable future. Currently, we have 42,000 individuals who are displaced and on an active evacuation, with approximately 45,000 individuals that are in the set status prepared to evacuate. We can confirm that we have 3 civilian injuries, as well as 3 responder injuries. We can confirm that the fire was human caused, however, that is still undergoing active investigation.
Be careful out there in the wildlands. We've had extremely dry conditions. Our weather conditions continue to be challenging, hot, dry, windy, and no end in sight anytime soon.
And Marcia, you are right about certain people because it's already gotten houses. That was quick. Very, very quick. So this is Craig Philpott. Subscribe, like, and the Hawk Fire. Okay. This very, very fast. I mean, this erupted yesterday. Okay, it's taken out a lot of homes already. Oh yeah, uh-huh. Dust, dust. They are dust. Now I don't know if I don't know Craig, so it looks like very bizarre. You know, they're calling this a wildfire. Doesn't look wild to me. It looks like a lot of area. Oh, it must have been those embers, right? The embers falling down, somehow missing all of this dead grass, the trees and the bushes, but getting a lot of metal, getting a lot of metal, electromagnetic frequencies. Metal is a conductor of those frequencies. And, well, yeah, interesting that you see little, uh, well, there's that color blue, but we also, this is plastic. It's like a plastic container, some kind of container, or could be a child's toy. But these homes are already, they're they're at it. Okay, they're at it. And so I will link below, and you can watch him driving along, looking at all of the yeah. Somehow the fire jumps over the trees, jumps over these trees, and gets the house brought to just very quickly. Wow, must have been so hot, these fires. Must have been, right? This side of the house got we bit melted, but again, you know, jumps over the trees, misses, you know, houses, but then other houses get it. Um, Boy, we have seen this story over and over and over again. This completely gone, but little bits of, you know, the that blue, and also um, as you're as you're scrolling along or watching this, you can see that. I'm sorry, something is very wrong with the fires. Very wrong with the fires. Plasma fires. Jeff Snyder too. You can check out. Uh, Educate yourself on plasma fires, but what the hell? Trees fine, this fine, melted windshields and car windows. Here we go. So 42,000 evacuated. Are we going to see a lot more homes gone? I'm afraid we will. So, South Arkansas wildfire.
Large wildfire is burning near Old Union, with flames spreading across about a little over 2,000 acres. The fire is not fully contained yet, but crews from surrounding areas are working to keep it from spreading further.
Yesterday afternoon, probably about 3 or 4 o'clock, we had a really severe thunderstorm come through and had a lot of lightning in it. And so we believe that this was a lightning strike fire, was an ignition source for it. We sent a crew here initially, and some BFDs came and joined in, and it got into some heavy fuels and timber in there, and just kind of took off on us.
Authorities say the priority remains getting the fire fully contained while keeping crews and the public safe.
Absolutely, Courtney. And it started immediately. Neighbors tell me that they came to the scene behind me minutes after that fire broke out, trying to help in any way that they can. And today, that show of support has not stopped.
Sorry, I just looked down. My mic was off. Pasco County, Florida. Lightning caused this apartment complex a massive fire from lightning.
Many people coming to the Cobalt Apartments, donating anything from clothes to toothbrushes, to toothpaste, deodorant, anything like that to help out these people, these 200 people now displaced.
200 people.
You don't wake up thinking, oh, this is my last day in this apartment.
When the unthinkable happens.
It's just crazy to see like how fast things can just change overnight, you know.
It's what comes next.
The community here is so great.
That shows the true character of a community.
There's things to take a shower with, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, food.
After a fire left nothing but ash for hundreds of Wesley Chapel residents, the support now coming in by the truckload.
I was one of the first people that moved in this community.
Gina Hepburn is a resident not affected by the fire, yet finding herself in this leasing office turned donation center anyways.
So of course I had to come and make sure that my neighbors were good as well.
As people who woke up without a home today sort through everyday items that were just sitting in their closets and pantries yesterday.
It's a lot, and it's just like in the blink of an eye, you know.
It's helping residents like Susan Hooper.
We've been in this apartment complex. It would have been a year in October.
After one alert,
I got the text message.
Changed everything.
Sheriff's Department was trying to stop me, and I went to the other side, and I kept going. I says, I've got to get my dog, make sure she's safe.
Susan, now with a deeper understanding of what home really means.
Everything else is stuff. And I don't know if God was trying to test me when I said that, and now I'm proving it. The most important thing was us and the dog.
Well, now they're saying they can't get back in because, well, it could collapse.
200 people forced to start over, needing everything you can think of. And now, day by day, we're watching this community step up for each of them. A security fence now stands where families once came home. This fence line, that's as close as they can get to their things. In 2 days, everyone you see here's definition of home has changed.
The Pasco County building official has condemned the building with a high probability of collapse sometime in the near future. They've essentially lost everything.
Imagine fitting everything you would give someone who just lost their home in a box.
I'm reading comments on Facebook and social media where people are saying, I have no family, I have no friends. I mean, we have no clothes. We walked out just with the clothes on our back. And that's devastating.
Hey, they need everything right now.
The sound of starting over. Judy Cornett isn't a victim of the fire, but she is a member of this community.
I created a little flyer and I put it on a couple sites, including my store site. And the next morning, she says, oh my God, they're lining up. So it was unbelievable, the amount of people that came.
Thank you for taking me.
After 2 days of collecting donations, they're facing a good problem. They're full. While scrubs line the racks, boxes line the sides of her shop.
There was these 4 students that had an apartment and they've lost their laptops. They've lost their uniforms. They said that they don't have lab jackets. They don't have scrubs. I wrote a message and I said, come to my store. I'll give you jackets. I'll give them their lab jackets. Whatever we as a small business can do to help them out, we're here to help them.
If you were impacted by this fire, donations are here and ready for you to look through. For more information on donations, you can visit tampabay28.com.
Wow, so many people are getting destroyed. So, yeah, there were areas in Arkansas that got hit hard. Power outages all over. I still feel very, very lucky. But I'm telling you, the lightning is now another aspect of these severe storms that it's just scary. And the lightning, it was hitting, it looked like it was hitting my porch last night, and kind of the light would just bolt into through the window. And when you hear all of these homes going up in flames now, what is it going to be? The tree out front that falls? Is it going to be the lightning, that burns up this house? Is it going to be the large hail that, takes away my car? I can't believe. God. And we got nowhere. 16 years, all the research, all the work, and we got nowhere. Nowhere.
Unfortunately, on this Saturday night, tens of thousands of people without power after severe storms blew through the Mid-South earlier today.
This is in Tennessee.
124,000 people in the dark. We also have numerous reports of trees all over the place on homes, on cars. These right here are specifically in the Seattle neighborhood of East Memphis. Also getting images of some hail that came down in some areas, golf ball size. We're also getting reports of lines down, power lines down. These were in the Winchester area, so be safe out there and be cautious.
And Memphis got hit. Severe storms leave damage and outages across Memphis.
We begin right now with the severe weather making its way across the Mid-South.
Yes, that was definitely right, Shakina. We have seen severe storms.
Let me just jump over to the end here. The trees are coming down everywhere. I have to say this again. If you have the resources to take down trees that could hit your home, do it.
Some areas looked like in Memphis earlier. High winds and heavy lightning slammed the Mid-South this evening, cutting power to more than 100,000 MLGW customers. Now, right now, ABC 24 crews are tracking down trees and property damage across Memphis as the system moves through. Now, more than 90,000 MLGW customers are now in the dark tonight. Severe storms swept across Memphis, knocking down trees and damaging homes. One local resident tells us the lights went out just moments before a massive tree came crashing down onto her roof.
Well, the power had just went out, and I was actually about to go sit in the garage because I couldn't see. But then my instinct told me to just sit on the couch, and 5 minutes later came crashing down.
Wow, that here are the huge friggin' tree, a brick home. Oh man. Oof. And here's the lightning. Rogersville, Alabama, Red Bay, Alabama.
Headman. I think it's time to get it Saturday night red bay. Got a little thunder boomer headman.
So when you know what could happen, it does get pretty nerve-wracking. Over 100,000 customers without power. This is in Mid-South, MLGW, without power. And they're saying that this power may not come back on until Thursday. Thursday? All right. Yeah. Neighbor saves man after tree collapses. Kansas City.
Hard to breathe, and I was just scared to death. I mean, I thought that was it.
And now he's picking up the pieces of his own house. A Kansas City, Kansas man is lucky to be alive after Wednesday morning's storm. Now he has nowhere to go. I'm Scott Kilberry.
I'm Lauren Halifax. Fox 4's Jacob Kaufman joins us now live from a site with all the damage in Wyandotte County. What exactly happened to that house, Jacob?
Yeah, Lauren, Scott, you can see it right here. This tree completely uprooted by yesterday morning storm, crashing in to Gilbert Kirk's house and just missing him as he was sitting inside with his dog. A matter of inches. That's how close Gilbert Kirk was to being hit. He was sitting right here in this recliner when the tree came through his house, destroying his living room, bathroom, and bedroom. Escaping death, his night was far from over.
The ceiling, it throwed me over in the middle of the front room, and then the ceiling and then the roof all came down in the roofing and buried me under that for about 2.5 to 3 hours.
With no way of getting out, Gilbert's only hope was to wait. That's when his neighbor, Dayton Borsouth, heard his cry for help. Locating Kirk within the damage, he immediately sprung into action.
So I was like, I'm gonna try to find a broken window. Me and my cousin came across here, used the ladder to climb in the window, and I had to break a bunch of sharp wood that was under him, stopping him from jumping off the couch.
Escaping with only cuts across his arms and legs, Kirk has other problems he has to worry about other than his own well-being. With no home insurance, he's forced to do the cleaning up on his own. On top of that, he's now living out of his car.
It's so expensive to try to get a room or anything, and I don't want to leave the property with all my stuff in there because it'd be gone.
But at the end of the day, none of that matters for Kirk. He's just lucky to be alive.
It's a blessing that I'm even here, you know. Thank God he got somebody over here, and I guess it just wasn't my time, you know.
That's a big tree, very, very big tree here. Yeah, there are so many declarations of emergencies all over the country, Kansas governor declares a disaster emergency, and a whole lot of people are without power in Kansas City. The people in Indiana still without power. Okay. And this storm in Ocala was definitely more serious than what I showed last night. A whole lot of trees came down on homes. The trees, man, it's... Okay, the winds. So it just shows the winds and little hail. But here, you know, wow. A lot of trees down. And you can bet that pretty much every severe weather event brings about power outages. This is Ocala. That's a pretty big tree. Another home got hit. Okay, well, there's an awful lot of people that are very busy. Awful lot of people who have been made homeless. And, oh, isn't it interesting that now so many states have made, well, essentially homelessness, it's a criminal offense. Ocala, this is Marion County, an apartment complex. Cats and dogs. Their roof. I don't know what this white stuff is. Might be boxes or something. I don't know. So, yeah. Quitman, Arizona. Arkansas. I'm sorry. This is Arkansas, Carol, not Arizona.
Oh my.
Yeah. Okay, that hail did quite a lot of damage. And Hobart residents feel overlooked. This is in Indiana. 11 days, still no power. Well, now it's 12 days.
Frustrations continue to mount for Northwest Indiana residents who are still without power 11 days after a destructive storm tore through the region. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jackie Bang. WGN's Jeremy Ross has the latest from Northwest Indiana. Jeremy.
We typically use bright lights for shoots like this so you can see me as well as the background area of this community. But for a moment, let's turn those lights off to give you an idea of what neighbors here have been experiencing night after night for about the last 11 nights.
Why did they forget about these two streets? It's crazy.
The storm did not neglect this part of Hobart. The winds and debris tore through the area of 38th Avenue and Swift Street. Branches and trees line the streets. You can even catch a glimpse of power provider NIPSCO rolling through. If only the power to homes did the same.
The neighbors are all around here are very frustrated. You know, you just paid your electric bill, $181, and here we are with no electric.
James McCormick's home went dark 11 days ago and counting. He's one of dozens in the area who are part of a pocket of powerless people. He says he's lost thousands of dollars in food and plenty of sleep, wondering when his electricity will finally return.
It's miserable. Yes, very miserable. And I just don't understand what the problem is because everyone else around us, their electric's on.
It's very hot in there, and I don't have no generator or nothing.
For decades, Kathleen Hall has called this one-bath, two-bedroom home. But since the August storm, she's been without air conditioning. Inside, it's felt as hot as the mid-80s, so she's made a temporary home in this 2005 Chrysler Town & Country. She runs the air there so she can breathe easier.
I have to carry my inhaler everywhere I go.
She relies on an oxygen machine to help her breathe. Hall says she has major respiratory issues, a precancerous throat condition, and just completed hip surgery. And she's not the only one struggling with health and power issues. The family estimates about 10 to 15 in this community have medical conditions or are seniors. Both groups are especially vulnerable to heat-related illness or complications from the heat.
It's hard for me to do anything or get around. I pretty much live in that van.
For now, Hall, her family, and neighbors continue to contact, watch, and wait for power help that continues to be delayed as her health issues continue to be a concern.
This is insane. This should not be happening. 2 blocks, but all of the other, blocks around them have the electricity back.
Keep on telling me a day or two.
You know, we heard it at 3 days. We heard it at 5 days. It's almost 2 weeks now.
He don't know when we're going to get it back on.
I don't need to blame nobody. Just, every day I pray to hope it goes back on.
Neighboring communities here do have power, but an estimated 40 homes here do not. Neighbors telling us, on average, since their outage began, that they've been contacting NIPSCO in some form or fashion about every day.
This is, okay, something is up here. And I swear, I can't say definitively, I do not have the evidence, but I feel like these utility companies all over the country are doing this purposely to get people really pissed. Yeah. 70+ mile-per-hour winds. This is in Memphis. Your power may be out until Thursday. And it's hot. It's hot. Okay, how about Vietnam?
Cập nhật lại nha. Lũ này. Hôm nay là ngày 23 tháng 8 năm 2026.
Widespread torrential rains and extreme flash floods triggered by Storm Nara, Typhoon number 4, have devastated Lang Son province, resulting in 1 confirmed fatality in Thai Binh commune, the inundation of 2,620 residential structures, the destruction of 6,100 hectares of agricultural land, and over 600 severe landslide blockages across key transport routes. Between August 21st and August 23rd, 2026, the convergence of an active intertropical convergence zone with the powerful circulation patterns of Typhoon number 4, Storm Nara, initiated an unprecedented meteorological event across the mountainous terrain of northeastern Vietnam. Lang Son province bore the absolute brunt of this climatic anomaly.
If you want to see more, the link is in the chat. And what other country? Well, how about Caracas, Venezuela?
Caracas, Venezuela, was hit by intense rainfall on the 22nd of August 2026. As a powerful convective system brought torrential rain, strong wind gusts, and frequent lightning across parts of the capital and greater Caracas. The heavy rain quickly caused flooding and major disruption in several areas. In La Rinconada, around the Simón Bolívar IFE station, water accumulated across affected areas, while the Autopista Vallacoche was also impacted by extensive flooding and difficult traffic conditions.
I don't know if any of you have noticed, but there's a lot of articles, a lot of people speaking in videos about how El Nino, that the world is not prepared for what is about to happen with El Nino. Oh, God. Okay, well, if you want to see more, the link is in the chat. How about, what is this? Italy? Where's Italy? Come on, Italy. What? I had Italy up. Okay, well, sorry, but Italy got hit again. And many of these areas are getting, and Thailand got hit again. And we're really, here, Italy, okay.
Severe storms and strong winds, reaching speeds of up to 120 kilometers per hour, struck the Emilia-Romagna region on August 21st, 2026, causing widespread damage, fallen trees, localized flooding, and operational disruptions at Forlì Airport. Emergency rescue operations are ongoing, led by firefighters.
Link is in the chat if you want to watch more. Okay, they're really ramping up. They are. The weather terrorists are just pretty extreme now. And, okay, again, I don't know how much you look at, but water crisis, the rivers are just, well, pretty much, there's hardly any water left. Okay, so I hope you're prepared. for the water crisis. Everything is just going to be closing in. All of the agendas, you're going to feel them closing in on you in a way that is really going to cause tremendous suffering. The farmers, well, yeah, good luck. The ranchers, good luck. Everybody. What the Colorado River crisis means for the American West. I'll post the link if you want to watch this. So, yeah, I don't think most Americans are ready for or even know what is coming. Even know, just in, regarding the weather. They don't know regarding the economy. They don't know regarding the tyranny. Another earthquake in Japan. Another earthquake in Japan. 2, actually, I think today. But they had one, last week?
Breaking news coming in at the moment. Japan has been hit by a second earthquake in just one day. A magnitude 6.2 earthquake has struck the Hokkaido region, according to the European Mediterranean Seismological Center. Japan's meteorological agency says the quake struck off the coast of Hokkaido at around 10:45 p.m. local time. The quake.
Let's just see if there's any other. This was 7 hours ago. 4 hours ago, Japan hit by second earthquake in one day. I don't think that this was today. This is 4 hours ago. No, this was last week. Oh boy. Wow.
Second earthquake in just 40 kilometers
Okay, so
region.
I haven't seen much of what that earthquake did, but a whole lot's going to be rolling in tomorrow. And what is going on with these industrial fires? This one in St. Petersburg, Russia. They're massive and they're happening all over the world. Okay, so yeah, it just keeps going on and on and on. A warehouse stored paper and polymer materials. And there's a blueberry recall.
I do want to shift gears right now. There's another story that we want to talk about here on Live Now from Fox. We have this post coming from Fox 9. Food recalls are piling up, and the latest one hits close to the freezer aisle. Frozen blueberries are at the center of the newest recall over possible E. coli contamination, but they are far from alone. The FDA has now upgraded the GreenWise frozen blueberry recall to a Class 1 recall, which is the agency's most serious level due to potential E. coli contamination. 12 people have been linked to the outbreak, with 4 hospitalized. The recalled blueberries and mixed berries were sold at public stores across 8 different states. Now, this comes as consumers are seeing that steady stream of major food recalls and foodborne illness investigations, from E. coli to salmonella. We've talked a lot about here on Fox, Live Now from Fox, of course, the Cyclospora outbreak. So what does a Class 1 recall mean, and just how dangerous are these recalls that we're talking about? I want to bring into the conversation right now Bill Marler, who has spent...
All right, you can click on the link and listen, but I have to say, these recalls. Well, you heard it in the very beginning of that news broadcast, and God, we have so many recalls. I swear, they're emptying out our food. They're destroying our farms. The ranchers, forget about. They're so destroyed, and yeah, food is very expensive and poisonous. So recall it. And yeah, to mark the start of Freedom 250 Grand Prix, you're going to have these Grand Prix cars and drivers all over DC driving around at enormous speeds. I don't know. This doesn't sound very safe. But of course, U.S. military flyovers to start Freedom 250. It has to be the military because that's all we have been about throughout our entire history. Military. Sorry. I don't really get what is so exciting about this. I just see killing machines. I wish Elle would show up. I can't. But I wish Elle would show up because she left a comment a couple of days ago saying she had to be out by the end of the month. So I don't know. I'm going to have to give her a call and find out. So many people, man. So many of my subscribers are really, really, really struggling now. And it's hard. So let me just go through with some of this. You know, I want to play the full 16 minutes of this. It's Jeffrey Sachs.
Will Donald.
So I'll post the link, and should you want to circulate it, it's a good video to circulate. I in the title of this live, I said I finally heard somebody ask what I've been asking. Well, it's right here in this video.
Will Donald Trump be able to get an agreement? Not what a loon, what a liar. Nothing. It's a complete normalization.
Okay, did you hear that? People are asking, will he be able to get a deal? They're not saying what a loon, what a, well, I'm going to use my word, maniac, what a violent maniac. And it's been normalized. Who helps the normalization process? The American people.
Of something completely abnormal. I've never seen anything like this. Who's crazier, Trump or us?
Bingo. That's the question. Who's crazier, Trump or us? Well, Trump can be as crazy as he wants and enrich himself and destroy us. And by not doing anything, we're kind of crazy.
How can we not be grown-ups and say, that man's a loon? Get him out of there before he kills us all. Nobody says this. Sorry, this is not a partisan statement. I've hated all our recent presidents because they don't make us safe. They don't tell the truth. But this is something absolutely different, what's happening right now. And it's all normalized. First of all, things are opaque, as is obvious, because we don't have a word of honesty from the United States government or from the Israeli government. Everything is propaganda, morning till night. Also, any statement by Donald Trump contradicts itself before the end of the sentence. He's absolutely impossible to even understand on his own terms, much less on geopolitical terms. So the situation is very strange, very dangerous. I think probably the most dangerous moment in the world since World War II, probably even including the Cuban Missile Crisis. I say that with two psychologists. I'll say it. You're not responsible for me. Maybe you'll regret that you invited me, but I think Donald Trump is literally mentally ill to a very serious extent. He is, from a personality point of view, a malignant narcissist, I think is the right definition. Or if you want a more classical diagnosis, dark triad personality, which means that he is personally narcissistic. He is Machiavellian, which means that in, I think, psychological terms, that is manipulative, untrustworthy, deceitful, and he is psychopathic, meaning that there is no empathy for how many people he kills or how much damage is done. The malignant narcissist definition adds paranoia and confabulation to this list. So I personally think we're dealing with a psychologically deeply debilitated individual who happens to have a lot of power. And according to one psychologist I was listening to yesterday that I thought made a lot of sense, there's an element of frontotemporal dementia added to this that you see through the incoherence of the sentences, the drift of thought, and even the confusion of words, so that the words don't even end as they begin. There's a lot of, what was the definition? Well, I'm missing the technical definition. Sorry, maybe it'll come back to me. But in any event, there's real signs of dementia on top of what is a lifetime of anti-personality disorder. A man like this should not be president. This is the most basic point. He is president because of much deeper problems in the American political system. So,
okay, and he talks about how the reporters never ask, the questions that they need to ask. He talks about Biden with his dementia and how they, tried to cover it up. But I will say this, there's no covering it up. There was no covering it up with Biden. It was obvious. It's obvious with Trump, that whether it's his dementia or it's his personality disorder, these people should not be president. So who's crazy? When you just hear crickets and you're literally having a population be destroyed, you hear these outrageous lies that are opposite to everything that we are living in real life, and crickets. So I will post the link. You can listen to the full 16 minutes. And, whether they're part of the show or not, it doesn't matter. They're speaking to an audience. You heard. And what do we do with the information? That's the important part. Trump underwater in 47 states. But he keeps saying that, he has terrific poll numbers, record low approval rating. More people disapprove than approve of Trump's job performance in 47 out of 50 states, and also in the District of Columbia, 3 states where the majority of respondents still approve: Wyoming, Idaho, West Virginia. Okay, well, I don't know what's wrong with people in Wyoming and Idaho and West Virginia, but something is wrong. Something's very wrong. Oof, man. U.S. Postal Service shares mail-in ballot restrictions despite the court ruling. Okay, so when you look at all of this information, how low the poll numbers are now, I think the last I saw was 30%. He's at 30%, which I frankly think is very high. But on all of this election, he comes out and does that, addresses the nation on a Thursday, and he's talking about all of the corruption with the election and blaming China, with no evidence. And then apparently there's been a release of documents, and who the hell knows? So what? You release documents. You could have. The corruption is widespread in Washington, D.C., especially, and the documents could be meaningless because they could have been just forged documents, not forged with a name, but the entire thing. And all of this talk from Trump and others who are talking about how there's still so many illegals who are voting, and the number is very small. It has been very small. And here he is still trying to get mail-in ballots, which he did, by the way, in Florida just this year. He mailed in a ballot. He can mail in ballots, but other Americans, no, you can't. So under the proposed rules, the Postal Service will not distribute mail-in ballots in states that do not comply with federal demands for voter records. States would be required to identify to the USPS any voters who have requested mail-in ballots. They would also have to redesign the ballot envelopes to feature barcodes that the Postal Service could use to track and identify voting materials. Well, that's if the existing court injunction is reversed. So the U.S. court system has put an injunction on the banning of the mail-in ballots. So Trump is just getting ready, just in case they reverse their ruling. A lot of people are talking about how they really do believe the election will be canceled or suspended. And if that takes place, that is really going to be, well, not good. And all of it is deliberate. All of it is deliberate. Trump laying groundwork to impose national emergency by sowing election distrust. So if you don't know anything about this, the link is in the chat and you can read up on it. It's nothing is it's where are the American people? How could they still show up for Trump rallies while he's given these rallies? Well, he did in South Carolina, and two, he's supporting Lindsey Graham's sister, who knows nothing, but she will absolutely bow down and do whatever these evil motherfuckers want her to do. Trump administration 75 country visa ban illegal? Okay. Trump and his administration is losing a lot of cases. And boy, that is just going to piss him off more. Federal judge has struck down a Trump administration ban on issuing immigrant visas to people from 75 countries. Brazil, Afghanistan, Yemen, Afghanistan we destroyed, and boy, we put back in power the Taliban. Why Brazil? I don't get it. Yemen, we and Saudi Arabia. How long has that war been going on? Like a decade? So State Department said earlier this year that it was halting immigrant visas for citizens of Afghanistan, Brazil, Yemen, and dozens of other countries because the Trump administration determined people from those nations were likely to need public assistance if they came to the United States. So ban all of them? In many ways, this is not a challenging case. Quite right. Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952 prohibits discrimination on the basis of nationality in the issuance of immigrant visas. And a U.S. diplomatic cable that instructed consulates to refuse immigrant visas to applicants who had already been approved, but whose printed visa had not left the consulate. Trump administration's policy, contrary to law, 75 countries, brown, black countries. And State Department spokesperson said the Trump administration is protecting the American people by upholding the highest standards of screening and vetting of visa applicants. So don't let anyone from 75 countries come in. And those countries, right, long list of other countries where they have to give the United States a deposit of $20,000 before they can come in. What do we do? This country is so evil. It's just unbelievably evil. When the State Department issued the ban, it said the policy would remain active until the U.S. can ensure that new immigrants will not extract wealth from the American people. Shit, look how much wealth is being extracted from the American people by Trump family, and an awful lot in his administration, and then an awful lot in Congress. South Carolina rally.
They want to make it easier. Was that a good thing?
Here he is. This is the rally. I can't believe that so many people show up in support of a guy that couldn't be more obviously evil and destroying their lives, but there they are in the audience. Yay, 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 Trump. Are they using extremely low frequencies to brainwash, to control their minds? Because they can do it, and they can do it with an individual, they can do it with a population in a particular region. Is that what's going on? Because it is clear that these people are brain dead, so in the cult that they've lost their minds.
Was that good or bad? I think she said Trump Nation. I like that. I like that.
No, she didn't.
I like that. Leave her alone. Don't do it. She said Trump Nation. That's okay. Trump Nation's okay. I wasn't sure.
USA, USA, USA. Pedophile, kill your local pedophile. People who actually stood up and said what needs to be said, and then you have the mob, a whole mob. USA, USA, USA. And it's like, are you, they're out of their fucking minds, but they're destroying all of us. These are the people who are destroying all of us. How dare they support? Well, the American people, yeah, there's, in the majority, there's no moral core in these people. None. Oh, South Carolina, whole lot of Christian. No moral core. Evil Christians. I got real tired of hearing that USA, USA, USA bullshit, especially with the wars after 9/11. And Trump lifts tariffs. He's lifting tariffs on tons of ground beef coming from Australia, coming from Brazil. He doesn't want any Brazilians coming into the country, but he'll take the beef. He's destroying. Can't people see that this is absolutely deliberate to destroy the American ranchers? Now, I'm not for that industry. I don't eat meat, okay? But a whole lot of Americans are being destroyed by everything that this guy is doing. I cannot believe that people still applaud him. It's frightening. It's really frightening. We're so evil, and evil has been so normalized in our country that people don't know wrong from right. Here.
Hey, good morning, guys. Sean here. I'm not sure about the rest of you, but as a cattle farmer, cattle producer, or cattle rancher, whatever title you want to give us, I can't believe that President Trump and Secretary Rollins just kicked us in the teeth yesterday by saying that they're going to import foreign beef here into the United States. This plan that he's actually talking about, you can go and look for yourself. The Cattlemen Association at the national level, every state is coming out totally against it. And it's 100% because it's not going to have any real effect on prices of beef in the grocery store. The reality of it is the packers control everything. Until we address the four packers and how they control everything, we're doing absolutely nothing. Mr. President, your decision is going to run ranchers like myself and others. We're making a difference. We big or small, you're going to run us out of business.
And don't you know that that's exactly what he wants to do. God, it does not take much to see clearly what this guy, what Trump is doing.
And we will never, ever be able to rebuild the herd. Right now, as everyone knows, the herd is as small as it's ever been. But with this action for the next 90 days, what it's doing is pushing down the price of beef that we sell to the sale barn that ultimately goes to your table. This action that the president is doing is not doing anything to help the American people. He thinks it is. I wish he would listen to the Cattlemen Association and others that understand agriculture, because the reality of it is right now, what this is happening to us is straight up bullshit. There's no.
It is. Yep. Let's hear what he has to say.
Tons of foreign beef. Country of origin, still unknown. We don't know. But I can assume it's probably Argentina, the country with the most Zionist president ever, as he is self-proclaimed. Guys, this is a slap in the face to all of our own ranchers and farmers. You know, Thomas Massey just had a bill that would have allowed the farmers and ranchers to sell directly to the consumer in the communities that they produce this food, and just cut out the middlemen entirely. That there would bring down prices and make accessibility to good, high quality beef much easier. I mean, going for foreign beef, I mean, we don't even know exactly where it's coming from. What kind of regulations? I mean, what kind of standards are they held to? I mean, we have some of the best beef in the world growing right here in America, but they make it so goddamn hard for the consumer to get to these mom and pop ranches, these legacy ranches who've been doing it for generations. And all we're really left with is to go with the big corporate farms, right? There's like 3 or 4 of them who own basically almost all the slaughterhouses. So all the meat in the supermarket comes from just a few select people. And it's usually full of hormones and all kinds of shit, not healthy. So I don't know what you're thinking, Mr. President, but you just pissed a lot of people off.
Why can't you figure out what he's thinking? He wants to destroy you. If you want to listen to the other man speak, click on the link. I don't know. I think a lot may have this idea that, no, Trump is not evil. Come on. He's doing things. He wants to bring down the price for the consumer. Really? Okay. Well, rancher farmers, can't you get that executive order on glyphosate? Spray more. Spray a whole lot more. What does that tell you? He doesn't give a shit about the American people. In fact, he wants them poisoned. And Walmart apparently is going to be price cutting because they received $3 billion in tariff refunds. Give it to the corporations. That's the way we roll here, right? Who, the tariffs, who paid for all of those tariffs? And by the way, the tariffs are just going on. But who pays? The consumer, not Walmart. Oh, but thank you, Walmart. You're going to be reducing some prices.
Walmart is getting back $3 billion in tariff refunds, and the company.
We'll see if they give back $3 billion. And America is building a surveillance state like China is. And just in case you don't know, here's the link. Read all about it. Maybe circulate it. So, what do we have? This was in the Spokane fire.
Tonight, a family forced to evacuate from the Spokane complex fires is asking for the community's support after their dog got severe burns while they say it was trying to help other dogs. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy tells us more about Luna, her owner, and what the road to recovery has been like for them.
Luna survived the Spokane complex fires, but she came out of them with severe burns to her paws. Her family is now asking the community for help as they plan her road to recovery.
Hi, you're a pretty girl, aren't you?
Her smile's the same each day, but the pain Luna's been in since the Spokane complex fires has made it harder for her to get happy.
She still has a little cough, but it's pretty much better now. That healed the fastest.
Her owner, Destiny Mertz, says Luna's paw pads were burned completely off after her family evacuated from the Old Trails fire, leaving her feet extremely fragile and requiring daily bandage changes and medication. She says Luna appeared to be trying to protect other dogs also on the property, 2 of which didn't survive the fire. Once Luna managed to escape herself, she collapsed.
Between the pain, the adrenaline of pushing through those severe burns to keep running, because she did not stop.
Once she got treatment, her family discovered Luna also needed a 3-hour emergency surgery after vets found a problem with her spleen and a mass in her uterus. Now she has weekly wound treatments, more procedures ahead, and follow-up care for the tumor that was removed.
She's just always been this very strong soul. Like, when I look at her, I see somebody that's very gentle and loving, and she has so much life in her.
Mertz has been caring for Luna, taking her to vet appointments, managing her medication, and watching her heal one day at a time. She says the vet bills are adding up, but community support has helped her keep caring for Luna. She says that support has made a difference not just financially, but emotionally after losing her late grandfather's belongings in the fire.
For me, this is like a new opportunity to find the positivity in it. I lost him, I lost his stuff now, but I have her.
For now, she says she's determined to give Luna the best care she can, saying it will never match the comfort Luna's already given to her.
She's like all of our motivation to just keep going and keep pushing forward and find the happiness. If she can be this strong, so can we.
As time goes on, Destiny says she hopes Luna becomes just as active as she was before the fires.
Oh boy. Well, I'm going to post the link just in case any Washingtonians want to, or anybody wants to give some support. Okay. Man. And oh man, dozens of pets saved from another hoarding situation. It's in Illinois.
Report the storms displaced a large number of pets. They found dozens of dogs in one damaged home. Joni Lum is here with the story. The dogs safe, but more care is needed now.
Yeah, a lot of work, and thank goodness the community stepping forward. Maryville police say they are investigating a hoarding situation, and when they found all those dogs without a home, they turned to their partner agency, Humane Indiana. They took in the dogs, in addition to being one of the businesses that lost power that stormy day. Humane Indiana Shelter and Clinic shared pictures of the dogs. They appear very thin. They were living in a trailer when a tree came crashing down on it during last week's storms. Now, the first report indicated about 20 dogs needed rescuing. It turned out to be a total of 70 dogs. A Facebook post brought out dozens of volunteers to bathe the dogs, and now they need medical care, vaccines, food, and eventually homes. Humane Indiana had just reopened the shelter after losing power last week. They had to evacuate all the animals that they had then, and they are completely full again now.
None of them are in like fantastic shape. They're all, have some health issues, and some are going to have more of a longer road to healing than others, but they all need some serious TLC.
This is too much. This is the hoarding situations, the flooding, the fires, everything is just overwhelming. All, not just the animal shelters, but the rescues, and everybody is so overwhelmed. This is so unbelievable. But how did we get so many hoarders? Well, it's not the only one. Another one, animal cruelty investigation, 9 dogs in emergency care. Others found dead in Glen Carbon. This is Missouri.
Dogs are receiving care tonight after being rescued from a facility in Glen Carbon, Illinois. Fox 2's Cameron Mendoza talked with police about the search and seizure and what happens next for not only the dogs, but also their former owners.
I knew we were going to need a bigger boat.
I knew we were going to need more help.
And thankfully, help swooped in on an animal cruelty search and seizure. Glen Carbon police conducted Friday near Glen Carbon and Ash Road after the department obtained a search warrant in response to a case for a missing dog.
We believe there were going to be 8 dogs in the house. But when they made entry for their search warrant, they discovered a substantial number more of dogs in the home.
At least 20 dogs were rescued from the home. 3 were found dead, and 1 had to be euthanized due to medical complications. The dog that had been missing was not located on the property. Greenlee says the business the dogs were seized from operated without a license or any certifications from the state. And there's an ongoing investigation into who these dogs belong to, the conditions they were in, and for how long.
This is so, what the hell? What has gone on, or was this going on forever? Maybe it was going on forever. I'm like, too much. And 22 animals in deplorable living conditions.
Stop. Rob, this case involved the abuse of 22 animals inside a home on West Ferry Street in Buffalo. Today we spoke with
New York.
Multiple sources, including the woman who first reported the case to local authorities, to learn more about what it was like inside for those animals.
To my knowledge, working with Buffalo Police Department, they observed, feces, deplorable conditions, starved animals.
22 pets found Wednesday living in unimaginable conditions inside a Buffalo home on the 400 block of West Ferry Street. A local first began to notice something was wrong inside the house while taking daily walks with her dog.
I noticed it because I was walking my dog at nighttime, and the type of barking that this dog was doing was not like the bark that I'm used to. This type of bark, the pitch and the tone of this dog was like barking for help. The dog was barking for help.
Edie had walked past this home multiple times and decided to go by it again on her walk one morning, during which she was able to observe the state of the home in daylight.
The grass wasn't cut. The windows were like so dusty. They were dirty. It didn't look like anybody was living there.
Concerned for the welfare of the dog, she reached out to multiple city agencies. Buffalo Animal Control, Animal Shelter, and Police Department arrived at the scene that day, finding 4 dogs and 18 cats living in deplorable conditions.
The floors were covered in animal feces, and there was no running water, so no toilet, no way to wash your hands, take a bath, use it for like basic cooking necessities.
Police tell News 4 there was no clean food or drinking water for the animals, and that they were taken to the Buffalo Animal Shelter for medical evaluations.
There was some in need of injections, treatments, vaccines, food, and just basic care.
That same day, police arrested 52-year-old Paul Montanes, who is being charged with 22 counts of failure to provide food and drink to an impounded animal. Thankfully, most of the animals are now safe at the shelter, with the rest of them already being sent to loving homes.
Oh, God. It just, man. Just continues to go on. About Kansas City Pet Project facing financial crisis. They're all facing financial crisis at this point. Absolutely 100%. Link is in the chat. And if we all could manage to help out, that would reduce the burden significantly. Local SPCA facing backlash over how they treat cats. York County, Pennsylvania. I will post the link. Well, North Little Rock Animal Shelter takes precautions to keep dogs safe in extreme heat. Well, that's good. Let's see what the precautions are.
Not just people who need to beat the heat. Animal experts say that high temperatures can quickly become dangerous for dogs.
That's right, and some breeds are more at risk than others. Channel 7's Grace Harvey joins us in studio with more. Grace.
Chris and Beth, I spoke with the North Little Rock Animal Shelter and a local dog boarding, Hounds Lounge, about how they're battling the heat while caring for dogs of all breeds, sizes, and coat types.
I mean, it's pretty nice, I think. I mean, you're sleeping in AC, you're living in AC, and it's better than where they came from.
Adam Tyndall, director of North Little Rock Animal Shelter, says his air-conditioned facility provides rescues a safe place to escape the heat.
A lot of them came from the streets that they didn't have nothing, so they're kind of improving their life a little bit.
But for dogs that have to be outside, Tyndall says it's important to take precautions because the heat can affect different breeds in different ways.
Drastically different. I mean, his airways are a lot more open on the Labrador than the Bulldog. It's more of a brachiocephalic facial structure, so that pushes in on the nose.
And it's more than just airways. Experts say the thickness of a dog's fur, their exposed skin, and their overall health can play a role in how they handle the heat.
That's just experience talking with different breeds, you know, like Huskies. It's sweltering out there for them right now.
Do they have any underlying health conditions? Are they really short-haired? Is their skin exposed?
Elizabeth Stillman with Little Rock's Hounds Lounge has spent more than a decade working with dogs in the Arkansas heat. She says never assume a dog can handle the high temperatures.
You may think that some can handle it, but I can promise you that there will be days where it's just as hot as it is today.
And one of the most important things.
Water, 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 water.
Water, 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 water. Yes. And look, this puppy had quite a lot of water around her. And this is Dog Haven. The link is in the chat. And check them out. Subscribe. And how did this puppy get in? Someone put him in there. Oh, man. I think it's his friend behind the camera. Okay, some good people. Thank God. Right. Well, her home gave her the love she needed. Named her Trina. brought her to the vet and cleaning her up. We need so many more people like this in the world. And he kept her. Very nice. Yeah, we need so much more. Oh, do you know this channel? This is AI, and it's the Dog Talk podcast and the Dog Bone podcast. Oh, I did subscribe to this, but there were a couple of videos that I actually did crack up. Some in this video. Why do humans work? So I'm just going to play a few minutes, but I will. Yeah, it's AI, but just listening to what the AI dogs have to say might be worth it, just to get some relief.
Yo, drop everything, because today we're solving the biggest mystery in dog history, bigger than where the squirrels go at night. We're asking, why do humans work? We're solving the biggest mystery in dog history. I'm German Shepherd, this is Labrador, and honestly, this question has been keeping me up at night. Like actual insomnia, but I'm staring at the ceiling fan, thinking about spreadsheets. Same. Yeah. So let's just get into it. You have a bed. Yeah. You have a bowl that refills itself if you ask nicely. Why leave the house on purpose every single day willingly? So I did research on this. Okay. I watched my human's laptop for 6 hours yesterday while she worked from home. And from what I gathered, it's called a job. And it's a punishment they agree to receive. That's insane behavior. That's like me choosing to wear the cone for fun on purpose with no vet appointment involved. Worse than the cone, honestly, because the cone at least has a purpose. What is the purpose of a quarterly earnings call? Now, nobody has explained this to me, and I have asked with my eyes multiple times. No clue. My human said, let's circle back 4 times this morning, and never once circled back to me, who was sitting right there doing the power tilt, the one that works on everybody. And it did not work on her. She just muted herself and said, sorry, my dog, excuse me, I am not a possession. Right. I am a roommate who pays 0 rent because I generate emotional value daily. That's the real economy right there. We provide emotional labor and they provide kibble. It's basically a barter system. And honestly, we're winning that trade every single time. Yeah.
I recommend listening, especially to this video, because as it goes on, these dogs get funnier. So it's unfortunate that a whole lot do not know how to love. They don't know how to care, whether it's how they treat 4-leggeds or how they treat 2-leggeds. Hope Heights tenants say they were asked to leave. Do you know how many apartment complexes, whether privately owned or they're HUD buildings or city owned, suddenly they're throwing people out, claiming that they're uninhabitable, structural problems? Fix them. How about fix them?
How can you put these people out without no notice? 15 minutes.
One day after your news leader exposed the problems at the Hope Heights Tower apartment complex, the same resident we spoke with says he and other residents were told this morning to pack their bags and leave the property until those problems are resolved. WRG's Caitlin Barker talked with residents at Hope Heights.
They come on the intercom, said 818, 718, 618, 518, 418, y'all need got 15 minutes to get y'all some clothes and get off the property. And don't come back until we done resolve the matter.
According to Joseph Crittenden, the matter that managers at the Hope Heights Tower are referring to is the flooding issue we previously told you about. An issue managers assured me over the phone Thursday had been resolved.
I'm lost, like a mental problem, about to have a nervous breakdown.
Crittenden told me the announcement was a shock to him and claims he had to be taken to the hospital. He says once he leaves the hospital, he won't have anywhere else to go.
I'm homeless now. Y'all, they ain't offered me nothing. They haven't offered me another room in the building. They haven't even offered us me a motel. They just said, get us some clothes and get out.
We took those claims to Hope Heights, hoping to get some answers. Someone inside the main office was there, but when she saw me, she refused to speak with me. After a few minutes, we were approached by someone else.
You're not authorized to be here. Are you management? You're not authorized to be here. Who are you? You're not allowed to be here.
Who are you? Are you open and addressing the city management? No.
This is so outrageous. It is so, whether it's the mobile home parks, people getting kicked out, you have, 2 weeks, you have 30 days, to find yourself another place. Everything is so flippin' expensive now. People are going homeless. People are going homeless at a time when homelessness has been criminalized and everything is crickets.
2 of the North Lawn apartment buildings were deemed unlivable. City crews.
This is another building.
Going in Friday morning and telling residents that they had to leave. I'm Jackson County reporter Braden Bates. You can see boarded up windows and doors as residents are now trying to figure out what's next.
We're all fending for ourselves here, trying to figure out, where to go from here, where we're going to lay our heads tonight.
We've been on top of this story for weeks. Residents like Christina Tamsky told us they've dealt with repeated issues, including no AC and broken appliances.
We've had to take matters into our hands, make a lot of repairs ourselves.
For the 2 buildings shut down, the city says inspections revealed uninhabitable conditions with the need for immediate repairs, which Tamsky said came with an immediate notice to vacate.
They were, what you can carry and get out. We were at work, so everything, we couldn't even go in and get anything out of our apartment.
The city saying this is for the safety of the tenants.
We've continued to work under the directives that we've been given. We continue to assess the situation. Unfortunately, the situation has continued to deteriorate.
Joe Williamson says the city provided relocation resources for the tenants affected.
Unfortunately, we ran into some hiccups with trying to get people housed because someone representing or saying they're with the union advised them not to take that housing.
The KC Tenants Union says the relocation services weren't thorough.
The reality is this required a plan in advance for it to go well. They want to say it's because the buildings are unsafe. You know what else is unsafe? Being homeless.
When asked if the building could reopen, the city says that's up to the apartment owner, who will need to get proper permitting, then address the dangerous conditions and...
Oh, so it is a privately owned building. Okay, so this is different from the first one I showed you. You see how many people are being made homeless? Okay, man. When you have a population that values money over everything else, this is what happens.
Pass inspections before they can be occupied again. As for Tamsky,
we're all just trying to help each other figure out what we're going to do.
Reporting in Kansas City, Braden Bates, KSHB 41.
Now, it's so unsafe, but they've been living in this condition. It's so unsafe that they have boarded up any possible way for them to even get in there to get their stuff. What is going on here? Okay? Something is so drastically wrong in our country, and to have these people treated this way is, whoa. Well, a lot of people live in shitholes because they don't have any money. Rods. Tenants being violently evicted. This is the same building. So, and Palantir billionaires' passion project criminalizing homelessness. Joe Lonsdale. Here he is, co-founder of Palantir, weapons tech company, through another company, a think tank. Is it Cicero? Cicero? I don't know how to pronounce it, but Lonsdale works very close with the White House. Lonsdale, a longtime critic of Housing First policy, which proposes that homelessness be solved by supplying those in need of housing. Well, yeah, how dare you do that? Okay. Argues that fining and arresting people for sleeping in public will push them into mental health treatment. Are all homeless people mentally ill? No. Got a lot of homeless people living in their cars and they're working. Okay? Not all. In fact, more and more are not mentally ill, but they're being made homeless because of our fabulous economy. Oh boy, man, we're so fucking cruel. I can't take it. We've made it easier to civilly commit those who are mentally ill and need treatment with non-ideological policies rooted in incentives, accountability, and competence. We will show a better way and build a brighter future for our urban centers. Put them in detention centers. There is data to suggest that might not be the right approach. Okay, we know that. It's absurd to think that finding people will get them into treatment. And many people are desperate for treatment and can't get it now because they've been knocked off of Medicaid. Cicero Institute, a lobbying group he founded 8 years ago, instrumental in passing laws criminalizing camping or sleeping in public in 16 states. Oh, man. And the Supreme Court helped that along. Boy, grants passed when they ruled in 2024 that the camping bans or on the homeless who sleep in public parks or whatever, does not violate the Eighth Amendment's prohibition of cruel and unusual punishment, even if only available alternative to camping is incarceration. Trump has now issued the executive order that closely mirrors Lonsdale's policies. Wow. Well, you know, when you don't have to worry about any of this because you're still quite fine, you do not understand the stress of being kicked out of places, nowhere to go, the criminalization of homelessness. You just don't get it. It's really bad. The stress is unbelievable. So here, renters say their floor split wide open inside an Atlanta apartment.
Floors are separating inside a Southwest Atlanta apartment complex. The renters who are disabled tell Channel 2 Action News investigates they cannot access part of their home. Channel 2 investigative reporter Ashley Lincoln confronted management and has more on the action property management is now taking.
These renters say they can't live here because the floor literally tearing apart from itself. You can see behind me where it's separating. They can't access their bedroom or their bathroom. We measured it and counted at least 8 inches of separation.
Horrible. It's just the word is horrible.
Jarius Cannon says each step in his apartment unit is life or death.
It's like when we moved here, they knew I had a health condition.
Cannon and his brother Mark told me they've been navigating this, an 8-inch separation, after their living room floor split in half.
To walk across here safely somewhere after pulling this board out.
The brothers say their living room floor started separating days after moving
Look
in.
at this.
Our camera spotted rotted wood and loose beams under the floor. They suspect their unit had water damage in the past.
We moved in June the 10th. I started noticing signs June 30th.
Cannon, who's tethered to an oxygen tank and defibrillator, says each step in their home is life or death, fearing one fall could cause him to damage this life-saving machine.
I don't even know the words. I'm just hurt. It's horrible. It's not safe.
How are you? I'm with Channel 2 News.
I went to the leasing office and showed an employee video of the damaged floor.
That's us putting the camera up underneath the floor. Like the floor is literally separated. Yeah, you can see. And that's insane.
Emerald Management Enterprises, the property management company, sent Channel 2 a statement saying it's aware of the concerns. The company says it explained to the resident that the apartment needs to be vacated so the affected flooring can be removed and the necessary repairs completed. Thompson says management offered to move him into another unit, but he claims those apartments also showed significant signs of floor damage. After we left the brothers, they say management contacted them, offering them reimbursement fees, and will now allow them to break their lease.
Well, I feel like I should be reimbursed everything that I gave them.
And obviously the brothers worried about their safety and others inside of this unit. They feel like it should be condemned by the city of Atlanta. Property management telling us they are going to look into this issue.
Now, this unit should be condemned. Yeah. But a whole lot of privately and HUD-owned buildings, they just say, and they do have their problems, they could fix those problems, the air conditioning that we heard in one of the buildings, but they just throw them out and good luck to you. But since they've been living in that condition, they can't get in to get their things. It's so unsafe. No, that's unsafe. Oh, and it's not condemned. So it's like nothing, man, makes sense in this country. 87 cars broken into overnight in Minneapolis.
Our top story tonight, Minneapolis police are investigating at least 87 car break-ins in 9 different neighborhoods. Right now, investigators are working to determine whether there's any connection between all of those incidents. Fox 9's Leon Purvis joins us live in studio tonight. And
well, I think we're going to see a lot more of this. People can't find jobs. They don't have any money. They're stressed beyond belief. And a former news anchor pled guilty to killing her mother in Wichita. Okay. I think that she killed her mother 2 years ago, but claims that her mother was coming after her to kill her. Oh man, there's so many people who are just really not well. Not well. New York woman's throat cut when she's hiking the falls. This is in Arizona. From New York. She just wanted to do something exciting. Well, it got very exciting.
New York woman is back home tonight after a terrifying visit to Arizona.
She was on a hiking trip near the Grand Canyon when a man violently attacked her with a knife. The woman was cut multiple times and was somehow able to escape. Molly McBride's following this story, and Molly, this video is pretty disturbing.
Yeah, it is, and that's why we're not showing the full video, just parts of it. Alexis Rowan went to Havasupai Falls, just outside of the Grand Canyon, for a birthday adventure. Instead, her family says she was ambushed on a trail, her throat cut by a man. She just asked for help. Her mother walked us through those terrifying moments.
It was supposed to be a trip of a lifetime, you know, she was all excited, and it turned into a living nightmare.
Alexis Rowan captured these selfies, smiling at Havasupai Falls, before her first full day in the canyon turned violent. Her mom, Trisha, says Alexis and a friend planned the trip for their birthdays, leaving New York looking for peace and beauty.
You leave the concrete jungle to go to nature and see the nature's beauty, and something so horrendous and horrific happened, and you're like, wow. You never would have thought.
On August 12th, the first official day of the trip, Alexis and her friend hiked down to the Havasupai village at the bottom of the canyon. They got separated on the trail. Trisha says Alexis spotted a man and asked for simple directions to the gift shop.
The first and only person she saw, she asked, "Is this the right way to the gift shop?" And right after she asked, she said she knew. Like, he had not a good look in his eyes. She knew she was in trouble.
Court documents name that man as 29-year-old Taylor Nardo Paya, a member of the Havasupai tribe. He started walking behind her. Trisha says Alexis never saw what came next.
Next thing you know, he just came up behind her with a knife and he just slit her throat. Like, he literally just cut her.
And the attack didn't stop there.
He's punching her repeatedly. He grabbed her by her head, threw her to the ground, and he attempted dragging her.
Alexis fought back and let out a scream her mom will never forget.
When people are like, oh, I screamed for my life. But then when you hear this, that's what screaming to save your life and fighting for your life is.
The attack was captured on a neighbor's Ring camera. Trisha says that neighbor heard the attack and stepped in to help.
Had she not been home or even had the bravery to step out on her porch, this would be
she probably would be dead. Wow, man, there's nothing. You just have to be very, 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 very careful now. Very careful. So, a man accused of vandalism spree across Denver.
We have new developments in a case of vandalism caught on video. We are learning that the man seen throwing rocks at a Denver ice cream shop could be linked to a vandalism spree all the way from Aurora to Highlands Ranch. Your reporter in Douglas County, Olivia Young, found out why the courts can't seem to put a stop to it.
That's what he's doing. He's just someone tearing it apart.
Across the metro area, seemingly random devastation.
It's not safe anymore.
Court records allege Worku Woldemariam cut down the American and Colorado flags outside the Douglas County Sheriff's Office substation on July 27th, throwing one in the trash and another down the drain.
The day after he allegedly tore down those flags in Douglas County, the owner of this Aurora shop tells me Woldemariam used this rock to smash artwork from his store.
I hear like a bump, like a big bump. And when I go out, he was dragging this picture right here, and he was dragging all the way outside, and he was hitting with a big stone. And I was like, what are you doing, sir? He's like, I don't like him. I don't like him, and he keep hitting.
The shop owner says Woldemariam vandalized multiple Jesus posters.
You can't just break it.
He called Aurora police, but they didn't come until the next day, when, shockingly, Woldemariam walked back in the door.
He was trying to break another one, and they caught him right there.
Police issued a summons but did not arrest him. Similar cases this month at a King Soopers in Aurora. And
why was he not arrested? Why was he not arrested? Oh, because it's Colorado? And, you know, those leftists? Okay. Cases of screaming and vomiting, condition tied to cannabis use, spike among teens and young adults. Okay, never heard of this. What the hell? the condition known to cause scromiting. Among more marijuana users has become more prevalent in the United States, a recent report from the CDC shows. Though the trend among a specific age group may contradict previous understandings of the syndrome. Cannabis, hypermesis, I don't know, syndrome, it's serious. It's as serious as it sounds. The condition, which can cause excessive vomiting with recurring bouts of severe stomach pain and nausea, first detected in Australia 2 decades ago, some have referred to a combination of CHS symptoms. Okay, that's the syndrome. Screaming due to the intense pain and vomiting as scromiting. How cute. Hot showers and baths are often described as the only way to mitigate the discomfort. In rare cases, the condition has resulted in death. Well, I never heard of this. Probably you guys never heard of it. What? Is there something wrong with the cannabis? Is there something wrong with the marijuana? You smokers, you gummy eaters, you medical users, the link is in the chat. Never ever. Anybody else hear of this? Jew lies? Oh man, you know, I'm so, all right. Jew lies, man. Yeah. And Christians are just such angels. So tired of it. And baby boomers are smoking more pot. Their neighbors are fuming. Okay, so apparently baby boomers are, yeah, well, maybe all of the pot and the acid trips that they took when they were young, and then they stopped that, and then they really became like, all right, just make all the money that you can. You know, the baby boomer credo is whoever dies with the most stuff wins. Okay, now they're retired and they're back to partying. Okay, senior citizens are at a record high for getting high, and they're pissing off their neighbors because it comes wafting in. It's causing a lot of tension and fighting between the senior citizens. All right, let's just look at radar one more time. Louisiana, more areas for you. And Panhandle, Florida. God, did a tornado hit Florida? You've got hail, Colorado. North Dakota still. Okay. We've got a lot of special marine warnings. 16 active severe weather warnings for Arizona, Montana, Ohio, South Dakota, and Utah. Not North Dakota. Well, maybe they haven't caught up. It seems they're extinguishing the storms in South Dakota. Montana. Well, I'll drop the link, and I really hope that all of you stay safe. I may go early tomorrow, so I do hope to see you then. I'm glad you showed up tonight, and yeah, do what you can to help out, because everyone is overwhelmed. You know, there's a lot that are not overwhelmed because they're just living their life as they always did. But there's a lot. You look at the food banks, you look at which, by the way, are handing out food to far more people than ever. The animal shelters, you've seen it, it's overwhelmed. You know, you can get out there in your community and find out, donate food, help, those who are really hurting, and do your best. But do stay safe. Again, thank you for showing up. I do hope to see you tomorrow. And good night, good luck, and ciao.